To get started with hand tracking, we need to import the necessary packages. We will be using the XR hand package and the XR interaction toolkit. First, open the package manager by going to Window, Package Manager, and then set the scope to Unity Registry. Search for XR hands by typing com.unity.xr.hands and click Install. This package is responsible for detecting and tracking hand movements in XR applications, allowing us to visualize and interact with virtual objects using our hands. Next, search for the XR Interaction Toolkit and install that as well. After that, head over to the Samples tab. The Starter Assets package is a great place to begin. It includes the default input bindings and controller settings and a basic XR setup, saving you time on configuration. Let's import that. Now let's set up the XRI default input actions. You can do that by navigating to Asset, Samples, and then navigate to the XRI default input actions. Double-click on it to edit the asset. Now, let's set up the PICO input actions. You can find the setup guide on the PICO website, link in the description below. For now, let's start up by setting the input actions for the XRI left hand. Click on it and then go to the Aim Position plus button, click on Add Binding, and add the corresponding path. Go to Track Device, and then the PICO Aim Hand section, PICO Aim Hand Left, because we're working on the left hand, and then click on Device Position. Next, we're gonna do the aim rotation as well. Click on the plus button of the aim rotation, add binding, and add the corresponding path, device rotation. And now we're gonna do the same thing for the aim flags. Click on the plus button, add binding, provide the path, track device, PICO aim hand, and then the aim flags. It should end up looking like this. We're also going to set up the input actions for the XRI left hand interaction. We're going to modify the select value, UI press, and the UI press value. For the select, click on the plus button, add binding, and provide the path, track device, PICO aim hand, and then index pressed. For the select value, click on the plus button, add binding, and pinch strength index. For the UI press, add binding, path, PICO aim hand, and then index pressed. Last but not least, the UI press value, also click on the plus button, add binding, path, PICO aim hand, and then the pinch strength index. The setup should end up looking like this. Now we're going to do the same thing for the XRI right hand. It's going to be the same as the XRI left hand, but instead, the path we're going to provide is going to be the PICO aim hand right. So click on PICO aim hand, and then PICO aim hand right hand, and then device position. And then do the same thing for the aim rotation and the aim flags respectively. It should end up looking like this. And for the XRI right hand interaction, it's going to be the same thing as the XRI left hand interaction. Setting up the PICO input actions is a crucial step as it defines the default input mappings, making interactions work seamlessly with PICO's hand tracking controls. This is how the setup should look like for the XRI right hand interaction. Instead of configuring everything manually, PICO Building Blocks gives us ready-to-use components that do work for us. Right-click and go to the PICO Building Blocks section and choose the XRI Grab interaction. It comes up with the XRI hand interaction setup to set up the hands and a grabbable cube. The key component here is the XR Grab Interactable. This script is what does the grabbing. The XR Grab Interactable comes with the rigid body, and we're going to have gravity disabled, kinematic enabled, and discrete collision. Make sure the XR Grab Interactable script has the track position, track rotation, and track scale on. If you enable the throw on detach, the object will be thrown based on the velocity and movement of the hand on the moment of release, creating a realistic throwing effect. The XR Interaction Hand Setup component comes up with the Input Action Manager that connects to the XRI default input actions we set up earlier, handling hand inputs. It also comes up with the XR Interaction Manager, which manages interactions between hands and objects. It also comes up with the Event System. The Event System has the XRI UI input model that handles UI interactions for XR devices. It also contains the XR origin, which defines the player position and movement in the XR space. The XR Input Modality Manager is used to seamlessly switch between hand tracking and motion controllers. We need the PXR Manager in that case to enable the hand tracking. Make sure that's on. The Adaptive Hand Model is used to switch seamlessly between the hands and the controller. The XR General Grab Transformer is the script responsible for rotating and scaling the cube within the hands. You can adjust the minimum scale ratio and the maximum scale ratio to adjust the scaling for the cube. But what about interacting with buttons and UI elements? For that, let's add the XRI Poke interaction. The XRI Hand Poke Interactable comes up with a Poke button. The Poke button includes an XR Simple Interactable, which makes the object respond to interactions. The XR Poke filter determines how the poke gesture is recognized. And with the XR Poke follow affordance, the button moves down when you poke it, mimicking a press, and then returns to its initial position once the poke is released. If you noticed, the poke button changes color and makes a sound when there's a poke gesture triggered, and that is because of the color affordance script and the audio affordance script. We can do the same thing to happen for our cube. Just copy the scripts of the interaction affordance and paste them as a child of the grab interactable. Now, our cube will change color once it's grabbed or rotated or scaled.